Hi Aries, welcome to your February reading. This is a reading for Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of February 2021. And this is a general reading, so it might not resonate for all of you out there, but feel free to check your other placements as well here in the channel. So, Aries, we already got your cards and we can start. So, the card that represents you this month is the Eight of Water, which is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Water here shows that you start the month of February already leaving something behind. And last month, I had some very similar messages for other zodiacs, but the energy that I'm picking up for you here is very different. It's something that it's like you already did the work of leaving whatever you had to leave behind. It's more a moving on energy than a struggle to leave something in the past. So it's like you just arrived here at the shore and you have this chest with all the things that you have been collecting throughout your life. And this can be psychological things, they can be psychological patterns, they can also be friends, they can be people, they can be money, they can be a sense of security that you have accumulated. But you have realized, you have come to the point that if you want to walk from this shore and continue on your journey and learn new things and meet new people, you need to learn how to detach from this. And I think you are learning this. You are a cardinal sign, so for you it's very easy to just start new things, right? And I see this very fresh energy of whatever I have been carrying was just dragging me down. It did serve a purpose. It served the purpose in the past. It's not like this was all for nothing. It was important to me. And it made sense while it was being in there. But right now it doesn't make so much sense anymore. And it's time I open up myself to new things, to new ways of being, to new ways of thinking, to new ways of connecting, to new ways of experiencing my environment. How can I welcome the new into my life right now? It's not just about leaving things behind. I think that you have learned, or you are learning, some of you might be wrapping it up, the lessons around it, but it's more now, how do I make myself open and receptive to new ways of being, to a new version of myself? And then we have your environment here as the Nine of Water. And I love this combination because, I mean, you are the Eight of Water, and then your environment is the Nine of Water. So you come from the Eight of Cups, but the people around you, what is being reflected back to you is the next step. And if we leave things behind in the Eight, the new opportunities are opening up for us in the Nine. And I don't know if you can see here from the image, but she also has a chest. There is also a chest, just like in this one. But it's full of jewelries and big gems and a big diamond here. So whatever you had to leave behind, there's something much better coming into fruition here. Something much better is being presented. Whatever you dreamed in the past, this is just not your dream right now anymore. And being attached to what you dreamed once, to what you believed was for you once, won't do you any good. Because now it's time to start focusing on what do you want your life to look like from now on. Not what you wanted it to look like maybe 5-10 years ago, but what do you want it to look like now? What are your new goals, your new objectives? How should your life look like in order to accommodate this new version of you? Because that's also something that we sometimes struggle, right? We want to change ourselves and we change ourselves, but we think that our group of friends, our lovers, our job, the way we connect with our family, it will all remain the same. And that's not true. Because if we change, how we connect with everything around us also change. That also needs to be transformed. And sometimes people, situations, they will go away with it. Maybe we won't feel as connected to people that we loved as much anymore. You know, maybe we have had friends for many, many years and they have been very close to us. But right now we just see that they don't support this new version of ourselves anymore. So we need to walk and find new friends. We need to walk and find a new environment. Maybe how we used to connect with our family was okay based on how we were. But now that we have discovered this new version of ourselves, we just can't connect to them in the same way anymore. And it's okay. It's okay to accept that. And it's all fine. And it's all part of becoming this new person. It's all part of growing up and growing towards something bigger. The way we connect with the old changes, and some of these connections can even come to an end. And it's all fine because it's all given space to something that is much more fulfilling here and brings a lot more happiness. And it makes more sense also with who you are becoming. This is exciting. So we have the advice, so a general advice for this month here. Patience. Yeah, and this is perfect because especially when we have come through so much change and we are entering a new situation, we might want things to unfold very quickly. But these first cards, we didn't even see the rest yet, but just these first two cards, they already give me this feeling that there is a whole new life and a whole new person that you're stepping into. There's a whole new way of being that you're stepping into. And it's important to have patience with that. It's very important not to rush it, but to live every single phase of it, even if it's frustrating at times. And then we have the challenge of the month, understanding. And this deck for me, it's a very internal deck. It's called the Inner Compass. So it's inner compass. It's not about the other people. It's not about what others are causing to us or what challenges the environment is bringing to us, but what challenges are we bringing to ourselves. And I think that it goes very well with the patience card because we need to have a bigger understanding with ourselves, with this new person that we are becoming, and have more patience with it. It's all about accepting it and accepting what comes with it. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards now. It's interesting because even though we had lots of reversals and cards that I don't usually like to see in the reversal, I still get such a positive feeling overall from this reading. So we start here with this Nine of Swords in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And I like to see the Nine of Swords opening your reading because it shows that you are indeed coming to a state of mind that is less busy, that is less cluttered. This card is usually a card of mental stress, but how I'm seeing it here is as the image that I'm having is a beehive. It's as if your mind has been like a beehive for the last several months, maybe the last year or more. A beehive that is just so busy. There are just so many things going on, and you can't really connect them. You can't really see what your thoughts are communicating with you because there are just so many. And it's so busy. But I see that coming to an end now. And it's so interesting for me that it's coming right next to the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, which is a card that I don't like to see in the reverse because the Ten of Pentacles in the upright talks about stability, of happiness, all kinds of stability, both emotional, financial. It's all our plans. So imagine that this is the combination of the journey through the Pentacles suit. This is the combination. This is you fulfilling all of your plans, but it's in the reverse. And for me, what it says here is that Eight of Water, you know, that Eight of Cups that we saw in the beginning, of you letting go of everything that you dreamed once for yourself. For me, this Ten of Pentacles in the reverse here is everything that you once dreamed. Is the life, are the plans that you thought you wanted for yourself, or not that you thought, that you did want for yourself. And it's an image. This is a representation of how you thought your life was supposed to be. How you thought things were supposed to be. They were supposed to look in a certain way, to feel a certain way. You were supposed to work in that company and make that amount of money and have that partner, and you had that image. Almost a stubborn image, because this is a Pentacles card, so it was an inflexible image, like this is what I want. And you're coming to the realization that you're needing to let that go. That dream that you had before is crumbling. But together with it is coming the end of the worry. So with this Nine of Swords here, I see that you have been so connected with making these plans work, making this view of your life come to reality, that it was more stressful than anything else. And then we close this with the Star in the reverse, which tells me that this healing time is coming to an end. This realization, letting it go and then healing yourself from that, is coming to an end. Because this is a card that comes right after the Tower, right? So when our reality is shattered, we need to undress ourselves from everything that we have. We are stripped from our belongings and we need to start over. And that can feel very scary. But with it in the reverse, I see you coming out of it. Which is very connected with this Nine of Swords here. There is a big feeling of release in this reading. Of letting go of control, letting go of the expectations, letting go of trying to force things into being in a certain way. And we see a lot of that throughout the reading, because here we have again the Six of Swords, which is a card of moving on. And then we have the Strength in the reverse. And the Strength in the upright is about having control over our emotions, over our situations in a very positive way. It's a card of taking our power and using it. But in the reverse here, there is this release of, what if I just allow things to be? What if I try not to control the outcome for once? What will come for me? What if I just let go and see what happens? And I really like how the cards came here, because, yeah, right underneath the Nine of Swords, so right underneath of you letting go of that stress, we have you moving on. And then below the plans that you are letting go of, the beliefs that you had of how your life was supposed to look like, we have the Strength in the reverse. So you're just allowing things to slip through your fingers and saying, okay, then show me a new way. You know, universe, then show me a new way. If what I have dreamed for myself isn't what it's supposed to be, then just show me a better way. Just present me with something. Surprise me. That's what I feel here. It's surprise me. And it is a very good surprise. Because this is the way that is leading you to your Ten of Cups, to your emotional fulfillment, to your happiness, to having it all. But this is a new vision that is not being shaped by you. This is a vision that is coming through letting go of what you thought was supposed to be. And when you ask and allow yourself to be surprised, you might be very surprised of how positive things can turn out to be. And we see that the same here, because we start here the last row with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and we finish it with the Emperor in the reverse, and both of these cards are Aries cards. In the Ace of Wands, we take the initiative, we go after it, we grab it, we say, okay, it's mine. And this is very similar to the Emperor. The Emperor is your card, Aries. It's you being in the control. It's you taking over of the situation, deciding what you want. But both cards here are in the reverse. So it confirms to me this of, I'm not going to take the initiative on anything. I'm tired of going after it, of trying to control it. I'm just going to allow things to be presented to me. And when you allow things to be presented to you, you receive something that is much more meaningful. So for me, this month for you really wraps up with the message of, I don't want to control this anymore. Controlling it, attaching myself to a very predefined but kind of hard, rigid, that's the word. Attaching myself to a very rigid image of how I think things should look like, it's just not working. So if I completely let go and not do anything, if I just sit still, right? Go completely against my nature, because Aries is the first zodiac. Aries is the one who starts everything, is a fire cardinal sign. But what happens when I just sit still? What happens when I don't do anything? When I stop fighting after something? What happens when I just allow myself to be surprised? To see my options and see how things go? Right? What happens then? So I see you allowing yourself to be in this position of receptiveness. Right? It's a very Empress position. The Empress does that, right? The Emperor, he goes after it. It's your first house. It's Aries. But his other half, and he is in the reverse here, is the Empress, which is a Taurus card, which is your second house, is just sitting still and allowing things to come. The Emperor fights for it, but the Empress, she just sits and she lets it come. And the Queen of Pentacles, even though we don't have the Empress here, but we have the Emperor in the reverse and we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is the minor arcana card for the Empress. I'm just repeating myself here, so let's continue. So I'm gonna get some oracle cards for you, just for us to wrap up your month here. And I'm gonna get an animal oracle for you. Koi fish spirit, there is always enough. And there is indeed. We saw here, right? With that Queen of Pentacles, and we also saw with the Ten of Cups. It's okay to let go right now because there is enough. Right? Also with that Nine of Water, which is a very prosperous card. So there is enough. The universe will provide. And this is a lesson of faith as well. Of allowing the universe to work for you a little bit. You know, it doesn't need to be you doing it all the time. Your commitment is being tested. And I think it can be very hard to allow ourselves to be guided by faith, right? I mean, for a zodiac that is always used to go after it, to being the maker, it can indeed feel like a test, to leave it all behind, to not act, to not react. And I want to get another card for this one. So let's get another Moonology card. Okay, full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. And it's interesting for me how this connects a lot with this understanding of yourself, letting go of any pessimism or fear that you might be feeling at this moment by understanding yourself better. How do you work? What is holding you back? What was holding you back mentally also with that Nine of Swords? But also, your commitment is being tested with the Patience card that we got in the beginning, right? How patient can you be? How much can you allow yourself to sit and believe and expect things to come? How committed can you be to not doing anything and to just being patient? Patient with yourself, patient with the process, patient with everything. And I don't see this as a test in a way, you know, it's not like something bad is going to happen if you're not able to do this. It's just that that's how things are for you this month. And this is a lesson that is being presented to you. But more than a lesson, it's an opportunity. I don't feel like, I think that lesson is not the best word here, because I don't feel like the universe is trying to teach you anything. I don't think that the universe is trying to teach you patience. I think it's just that there's something very good being presented to you here, but it's still being cooked by the universe. And there is an opportunity for you to exercise this patience, to exercise letting go of expectations, of rigid ideas of how things are supposed to be. It's an opportunity for learning how to be more flexible. So it's all an opportunity. It's not a lesson. It's not a lesson. It's not a test. It's an opportunity. And either you use it, right? You accept it and you use it, or you fight against it. And I do believe that most Aries here watching it and trying to work on themselves, they are ready to accept it, right? Let's get one final card for you, because this deck was really screaming your name here. I don't know why. Okay, so past life, Isis. The situation involves your past life memories, but past life again. So letting go of this old version of you. I think that Aries people are going through some big transformations, and you're being called to leave this past self behind, to open up to a new version of yourself, and just receive the rewards that you're reaping here. And it's funny because for me, I feel like the universe is allowing you to rest, to recharge. But since you're a cardinal fire sign, you just want to act. You don't see this as a reward. You don't see being able to sit still as a reward. You see it as a punishment. And it's so interesting. But it is a reward. There's just something cooking in the background. So that's all I have for you, Aries, for this month, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you like this reading, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And I'll see you next month. Take care. Bye bye.